Wes said, huge project for Dollywood. Largest project that we have undertaken at the Dollywood Park in the history of the company. It's about $37 million. This parcel is a little over 5 acres. So it is, there are 11 themed attractions, and all of it is really focused on Smoky Mountain storytelling. It's about a special story with a little girl that discovers a tree in Wildwood Grove, the Wildwood tree, and once she touches the tree, she can see all of the things that are going on around her. And we'll walk through this, as we walk through the land, you'll be able to see these highly themed attractions. The thing I'm most excited about, and what these guys have really brought to fruition, is the attention to detail. This is, you know, we're standing right by Mystery Mine, which is an incredible attraction that we built in 2008, and the level of theming is incredible for this particular attraction. But this is an entire land that really raises the level of theming and the storytelling that we're going to have as we move forward into the future of Dollywood. So that kind of sets it up. You guys ready to walk?
Well, you want to introduce yourself?
Wes, good introduce me, but I'm Guy Wantes, civil engineer by trade. Been working on this project since 2016, I think. A massive undertaking for us. My current role is construction manager on the project. I oversee day-to-day activities, keeping contractors moving forward and keeping us on schedule.
I'm Patrick Brennan. Been in this industry for about 40 years. Started off in a zoo designer back in Miami. Worked on the Miami Metro Zoo. Spent most of the rest of my career with Disney, about 33 years with Disney. And I've been on this project for about a year now. And I'm the overall art director for the land and the creative designer for the Wildwood Grove tree. So here we are. We're going to move up and we're going to walk through the whole place. But this is a good place to start because we're in that transitional spot between Timber Canyon and Wildwood Grove. And when we do one of these, we want to create a kind of a moment or a scene change. And so here, that's what we've done. We are going to have, you see these marks here in the ground and these pits. This is actually going to be a foundation for our portal, which is going to be pretty spectacular. It's a combination of a natural cave that's a little bit, you know, human-hewn, cut-out cave, and then a fallen wooden log. So you're going to have these two portals, and there's going to be trees and rocks and bushes on top of it. This is going to be a very strong statement when you first come in, and it's going to provide a really great shutdown of the moment and a reopening. The music on the side here is going to be one kind of music. When you get on the other side, there's another. So we're going to move through, and we're going to move around it. I'd love to take you right through the middle of it, but we really can't. So this beautiful arching tree emerging out of a little water pond. This tree comes up, and it has little strings of water falling from this beautiful arch, and you're going to hear the sound of harp music. So it's really kind of starts to set the tone of the land. This we call our harp tree. You walk in, you see it, and then there's a sister to that tree over there, and that's going to be a tree arching the other direction. And in that tree, we're going to be having our Welcome to Wildwood Grove sign. This is where you enter the land, you're hearing the music, you're feeling the mood, and what we think about this land is, you know, it's inspired by the imagination of a child. So that's what we expect you to do, is to step through this portal and start kind of stepping back with your kids in tow and being a child yourself, kind of using your imagination and filling in the emptiness or the rest of the story, I should say. It's no different than if you were a kid and you walked into the woods and you saw a beautiful grove of trees. Immediately you start thinking about a fantasy or a story or an idea. So that's what we're doing here. The imagination is inspired by children. That's what this whole land is about. So on the right-hand side, the very first piece of architecture you will see is our food location, our restaurant, very large restaurant. And Guy's going to talk about it. Guy, you want to go up there? We'll do it up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to, it's a very first attraction that the guests will experience when they come into the land. It's called the Treetop Tower. And if you look at it, it's an extremely charming little ride with the acorn shape all the way on the top of the tower. It's kind of strategically placed by its big brother here, but we won't talk about that, which is over a Thunderhead. But you know, it's a beautiful little ride. It was designed specifically for us. The shape and the color and all is something we designed for this attraction. It's again, just to introduce, all the attractions in this land are for the whole family. That's how we position it. It is supposed to be a family experience. This is all about a gathering of parents and children and grandparents and all the above. And the idea, again, is to step back into your childhood and have a moment and feel free and just enjoy it. So that ride right here, who doesn't want to get in there? I want to get in there. I can't wait till this thing is running. And it just goes up and spins around, and it's just a fun little ride. That we will have in the land, strategically placed across from the restaurant. But the reason I stopped here is to just point out the architectural style. It gives you an insight of how we look at it. This is not stepping back in the past. It gives a nod to the past. It's like a log cabin. It is like a craftsman style building, but it is now. And we are in Tennessee. This land is not going someplace else. When you pass through that portal, you didn't go to some other place. You're still here in the mountains of Tennessee. The the Smokies are just over the hill. And so you're here, and the vernacular is here, and this design is reminiscent of what you would see here in Tennessee. So that was the Grove, basically. And when this area is finished, there are going to be a lot of trees, tall trees, and spotted all around, a lot of shade. This area that you're looking at is what we call Wildwood Creek. All those great pipes that are sticking up, each one of those is a pop-up jet. So there's going to be a lot of water squirting up and down, squirting at you and what have you. And there's an interesting thing. If you look at some of these rocks, see there's a little piece of tape on it. I personally went to Newport Sand and Gravel, and picked out every one of these rocks and put Dollywood, my name on it, and where it was going to go. So if you look, we tried to put, and here's a good example right there. This rock, I picked it because it has a little bowl where the water can collect. This one looks like a little seat so the kids can sit in it. It's sitting near a pop-up jet, so the water's going to splash all over it. So we're trying to create a inviting play area for the kids. I dare anybody to bring their kid here in the summer and have them walk out of here without being wet.
We do have the option of both wet and dry, though. We'll have a section on this side of the stream that you see rolling through the site that's going to be the wet play area. The entry side would be the dry play area. So you'll have an opportunity, if you do not want to get wet, then you won't.
So if you turn the camera down to the up on the hill here is a waterfall that we actually were inspired by the Roaring Fork Motor Trail. There's a waterfall kind of like at the bridge towards the last third of the trail. Where we spotted this location where the water came down and spread out and then gathered back together. So we kind of used that as our inspiration for this waterfall. And so there's going to be a roaring, flowing water. We haven't even tested yet. Can't wait to get that going because we're going to make the adjustments so that the water is very active. So every direction. Then it comes to transition to this play area, which is Wildwood Creek. So we're going to walk them.
Right. I was going to say, and on the hillside, you can see an example of trees. We're planting over 400 large caliper trees as landscaping on this site. It's a tremendous undertaking just in landscaping efforts for the project.
So like everywhere.
Over $1 million worth of landscaping in the new land itself.
If you notice also, as you've seen before, even the fencing has a nature reference to it. Leaves, vines, everywhere you look, you're going to see that happen over and over again. So we're going to hop out. It's pretty cool.
Lift hill, drop, tunnel, up. Woohoo! Yes.
The coaster, which is our dragon flyer. As soon as you come up the first lift out of the load area, you come directly down and directly into a tunnel. You completely disappear. And then pop out of that tunnel. Your feet are up in the air and you're sliding around. So this is a really exciting ride. It is fast. There's one train, so there's no braking, there's no slowing down. You get in this thing and you go. And I think, Guy, I think you said it was like 40 miles an hour?
About 40 miles an hour, 40 feet height, 1,500 linear feet.
And one of the things you're going to see, and we'll get closer on the other side, what's really interesting about this ride is it hugs the ground. So you're hanging, your feet are dangling, and the whole time you're going to be wanting to pull your feet up because you're convinced you're going to hit the ground, because you're going to be coming really close, and there are places where we've actually ditched the land that will hide the fact that you're coming down, and boom, it's going to be pretty exciting. So it's a good shot. Now we're going to go down. This building behind is actually the center of the land. This is the base of the Wildwood Grove tree. So this building behind me right now, that's about 10 foot tall. The tree is going to be on top of that, another 43 foot height. So in whole, the tree will reach about 53 feet in height. The building behind me, that's 30 foot. The canopy of this tree is about over 50 feet. So you're going to be, right now, you'll be under the canopy of this Wildwood Grove tree. It's going to be a pretty spectacular, impressive thing, because you're going to be able to see from the distance as you come into the land. It's really going to be both a thing that attracts you into this area, but it also embraces you. It's going to be not a big scary tree. It's going to be a living, friendly tree. It's going to be full of butterflies. And we're going to get to look at the butterflies. We have them set up in the indoor play area. It's a nice little surprise. You're going to actually plug them in. You're going to see them move, not move, but activate. This is the inspiration of the land. This is where the young girl came in and she saw this tree. Her imagination took flight. So that's what we are expecting everyone now. This is going to be something that really is going to transition into something pretty powerful and inviting as the sun goes down, as the tree comes to life, and when we have a little bit of an event at night. So. This is a great, wonderful, charming little ride where both adults and children can enjoy. It is kind of a classic attraction. It's manufactured in Germany. As a matter of fact, I actually went to Germany for this project to meet with the ride vendor, and then we were sculpting the bear. We had to, just make sure that it looked right. And the sculptor he lived in Holland. So I'm there in Germany, went across the border to Holland and worked with the artist to just kind of make our Benjamin Bear look perfect. So we had to make it comfortable for people to get on and ride, and at the same time meet our design standards. So we are very happy with how it turned out, and it's a wonderful little ride. And you're going around, and you might find a place where there's a bear cave, and you're hearing a few snoring bear sounds as you go through the forest. There'll be a lot more trees and plants and throughout the whole land, this whole area.
And this queue area is another example of what we've done to make the experience better for both the summer and winter months. You can see we've got overhead heating in this queue space, and you can see that typical throughout all of our ride locations. And fans as well. We'll have fans for summertime use.
So if anybody's missed it, if you want to look at the front of the bear, you just have to go around this corner.
Cool fencing, neat track, cool construction workers, wild eagle.
Bugs and firefly attraction. You've seen this ride before, but there's a beautiful centerpiece of fireflies and leaves in the middle, which again is one of those nature themes that we really made an effort. It's truly a piece of sculpture. If you want to see a good shot of it, you're gonna have to step this way. The path that we are walking on is the main path we have throughout the whole land. It takes around Wildwood Creek, up around this way is the main path. Come into the Wildwood Creek, there's a so it's gonna be imposing, it's gonna be impressive, but it's gonna be beautiful because it's gonna have all these butterflies in it. It's gonna be change the whole feeling of it. So.
It's indoor play area. Fun slide. Obstacle course.
So what Pat will talk to you in here about is this structure and how cool it's going to be for families. I wanted to point your attention to the reading. We have these electronically. You can just email me and we can get those to you. You can see here, we're in this building that is right here. You can see the way the paint is on the facade. We actually have a panel back here at the back that gives you an idea of how that's going to blend in. Patrick can talk more about that. The tree, you can see how large it is going to be. The butterflies behind me will be on that. Patrick can talk more about how that will work, what that will look like. But there will be 650 of those butterflies on the tree. So it gives you an idea of the mass, how large that's going to be. Just so you can understand what that is. The dragonfly, you saw that here. Here's a nice shot of that interacting with the land. But I think that's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to give it to Patrick because he knows more about the tree.
And there's only one train.
One train, yes.
Okay, don't. For all those roller coaster fans, it's one train. So the significance of that again is that it's no braking. So you get to really just go. And it's a fast ride. That's kind of exciting for roller coaster fans. So that's one of the reasons why we keep pointing that out. But what we have in the center, of course, is the Wildwood tree. We've talked about it before. We've gone through a lot of effort to make the tree something that is inviting. One of the reasons we put it up a little bit higher was to create a better proportion and invite, a tree that has a nice, beautiful turn to it. It has naturalistic looking leaves, so the butterflies have a home that feels natural. The tree is, of course, the inspiration for the whole land. This is where the little girl came. This is where her imagination was sparked her imagination, and everything kind of came to life from this point. The design process for this has been extensive. We've made a lot of effort to work with our vendor to come up with something that is powerful, naturalistic, but at the same time, something that will be a real show piece. These butterflies, I'm going to turn them on. They're just going to. They're on. All right, good job. Some of them are prototypes, so they're not doing what they can do. And what you're seeing is not what they're going to do. This just shows you it's going to be something like this. Every one of these LEDs in the butterflies, every quadrant is programmable. They can change to any color we want it to be. The butterflies, if you look at it, you can see a yellow butterfly, and the next time you see it, it's an orange or it's a blue butterfly. We can do anything we want with these butterflies, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a great dusk, evening, early evening experience for the guest with this tree. We're going to augment it with additional programming that we are not really ready to talk about too much. but it goes beyond just the butterflies. It'll be a whole experience, music and a show that brings the whole feeling of the land to life, and will be something that is very repeatable. So that was our goal, and that's what I think we have achieved. We will achieve.
Could you speak about the climate control of the indoor space?
So the place that you're in is another one of the big differentiators for Dollywood in general. This is a standout place. This is a place where you can come in with your kids. It is a indoor play area. It's climate control. It's going to be warm in the winter and cold in the summer. And it's where the second restroom is right around the corner, which is very, very well placed. And so you have this play area where there may be a little toddler zone right here, but this other zone is available to both adults and the kids. So you, as an adult with your kids, should feel free, and we will encourage you to explore this whole play area together. It's not supposed to be where you're just sitting on the bench, which we will have comfortable seating if you choose to do that, but you also can go in and be engaged with this whole environment with your kids. We're going to have firefly jars hanging from the ceiling. There's going to be a projection system that's going to be on the wall that will project trees and vines and what have you. So this environment is going to be, again, another nature-themed zone. We're going to have a stream bed that's coming in here, so it kind of mimics what we have outside. So it's really a great space, and I think it's going to be extremely popular. It's going to draw people, and when they get to know it, they're going to be using it a lot.
And to his point, these are things that guests have been telling us they wanted: an indoor climate-controlled play area for the kids, a lot of seating, a lot of shade. So with this area, we've been able to really take in that input from guests and put it into the planning process early on so that we can provide that for our guests. So from here, they're going to take you and show you probably I'm very excited about the scooters and the Dragon Flyer. They're going to show you some more of that. Once we're finished, if you want one-on-one.
There's that drive-through area without the fencing.
You're going to be able to steer how high or back and forth as you're spinning around this ride. You're the one that makes this as thrilling as you want it to be. So it's a great, exciting ride, and I'm not sure if it's Mad Mockingbird because it's mad or angry, or it's just crazy. So one or the other.
See how low to the ground it is? I'm standing here. So he's talking about low flyby.
Because this plane really spot the track. You can see it's crossing the wall of the ride, kind of low to the ground. You can actually see the trench that we created. That's not for drainage. That's just for seating. It's going to be dangling right down that low. You're going to be dripping down that trench. You actually have in that building, if you go past that building again, you look inside, there's this yellow frame, and that is the ride envelope. And we use that to trench this area and all through the so it is dip. I mean, you're just going to be dipping by and you're going down. There's going to be landscaping in here, grass, and what have you. So it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a big thrill. So there you have it. This is Wildwood Grove. If you have any other questions or art director and creative designer for the Wildwood Grove tree.
And can you talk to us a little bit about the nuts and bolts again? How many rides, the size, and the scale of this project?
Well, I mean, they say there's 11 attractions because we include the things that you have in the indoor play. Again, it is a park that is geared towards family and family fun, so that all the attractions are what we believe are something that brings people together. All the experiences are bringing people together. I think one of the things that's unique about this land, I'm sorry, I'm
No, it's okay.
One of the things that I think is unique about this land at Dollywood is that when you come to Dollywood, you are always walking uphill, walking into valleys, and you have the surrounding nature. This is one of the first times you come into a space and it just goes whoa, look at this place, right? And so it's going to be beautiful and bright and sunny and airy. I think that's going to be a big surprise for people who come into this land.
And the little girl who was the inspiration behind this project, can you talk to us a little bit more about her and kind of how she tied into all this?
Well, of course, she is inspired by someone you could imagine. These are stories that came from Dolly Parton's own childhood. And so the little girl, I'm not saying it's her, I'm not saying that it's her story. It is inspired by experiences that Dolly had in her own life. And the idea of any child going into the forest or or having a sheet and a table in the front room, you know, that you use your imagination and the child fills in the rest of the story. That's what we're doing here at Wildwood Grove. We want you to come in with your family and fill in the rest of it. You are part of this land. It's nothing without you. So, you know,